Private schools across Queensland are waiting to see how the new Gonski funding model will change revenue and ultimately school fees. While hundreds of state schools have been told to expect an increase in funds, at least one independent school in Brisbane says it's losing under the plan. Here's state political reporter Josh Bavis.
Queensland's Education Minister and the unions are still working out what the changes will mean. After crunching the basic figures, Kate Jones says Queensland state schools will get $300 million less over 10 years than originally promised.
Yes, we welcome the fact that the cuts aren't as deep as originally proposed by the Turnbull government. But let's be very clear, compared to the current arrangements in place today, Queensland will lose $300 million over the next 10 years.
But the Federal Education Minister says Ms Jones's number crunching is unfair and Queensland schools are getting a good deal with funding on the rise. The new arrangements are based on student needs, doing away with previous deals done under previous governments. While hundreds of schools will see funding growth, it means a select few private schools on old deals like Hillbrook Anglican will lose.
I understand the needs-based process. I applaud the increase in funding, but there needs to be maybe a less harsh application of that process.
Principal Jeff Newton says school fees are likely to rise.
3 to 4%, in dollar terms, $300 to $400 a year total.
Mother of three, Charmaine Stevens, is desperate to see what it means for her children's school, Iona College.
We make sacrifices as parents to send our children to a good Catholic school, and we'd like to know more.
I'm surprised, a bit anxious, I suppose, because there was no detail.
The federal government says Queensland will receive more money per student compared to states like Victoria because it's a needs-based funding model. That means Indigenous students and those in regional and remote areas will be tipped with more to bolster education across the board. Josh Bavis, ABC News, Brisbane.